guys, what's going on? It's Chamber here. Welcome to another video. Now, in today's video, we're actually going to be talking about NVIDIA's brand new 3090, 3080, and 3070. Basically just the whole event and what I have to say about it. This was a big deal because if you guys don't remember the 2000 series, I talked about this in my video on Monday. It was terrible. Like, nobody really cared. Like, yeah, RTX was cool, but like it didn't have the performance, especially when it first came out. Well, they changed that, and prices are really reflecting what I said was Pascal prices, where they're basically trying to bring the prices down. Obviously, they could have gone lower, they could have gone, but hey, way better for consumers, so that's all we care about. So, we're going to be talking about, we're actually not going to talk about the cards. You know what, we will talk about the cards. So we have the new 3080 by NVIDIA, the new flagship. Twice performance of the 2080. Obviously, just because NVIDIA says something doesn't mean you should believe it. Please wait till September 17th to buy it. Watch the reviews. Watch the reviews of actual tech reviewers. People who get paid, not NVIDIA, where they do the best they can to make it look like you're getting really good performance. So, we're right here, starting at $700. It's really good. For a flagship, amazing. Better deals than I ever thought would happen. So, we're here, twice the performance of a 2080, 30 shader units, 558 RT teraflops, and 238 tensor. 10 gigabytes RAM. Would have loved to see like 12, but G6X, so I think that will actually be a bigger deal. It's just having faster memory than more memory. $700. So, it's awesome. Let's go to the 3070. Now we're actually going through the way that these were announced. So, slightly slower and lower, 18 less, and good less on that. For $500, faster than a 2080 Ti. You're technically getting it at half the performance, half the price, but I don't think so because of the fact that really a 2080 Ti was going for like $1,200 US. So, and then no X, but it's okay. I mean, it's going to be a bigger deal. And then the 3090. I think this is the card everybody wants. It's the card I want. Obviously. I mean, 24 gigs, that's going to be a big deal. Overclocking this thing. I like how they call it the big format GPU. And look at that cooler. Like you can see it. Like, it's insane. 8K gaming. I play all my games in 1080p. So, it really isn't a big deal, but September 24th, cannot wait for that day just to be like, what is it going to be like? But there's one thing that I really noticed that was a big deal for me. NVIDIA Reflex. So this is really aimed towards the esports market, especially because they're talking about 360 hertz displays here. So this since it's reducing system latency, it almost is like hardware accelerated game scheduling. So using your VRAM right to the system, it's like that, but actually good. But I almost feel like it's, if you guys don't know, in newer Windows versions, they have a 10 megahertz synthetic timer. So I feel like that's going to be, it's almost like counteracting that. So imagine on like an older Windows build, like 1709, which I'm on, having that. It's be crazy. Obviously, G-Sync doesn't really matter for me. And then 33% performance, like Reflex on just is going to give you, so 1660 Super, yeah. And then just giving Reflex on is going to drop that. That's actually a big deal. That's like, especially for older cards. And then I can make this bigger, but like Fortnite. We love Fortnite, but view image, I can make this bigger. 1080p max settings. I want to see low settings. See, because when you really have low latency. But trust me, if you can get this down to like 10, be a big deal. So, then obviously you have like RTX support, better RTX support. It's like with everything. The second generation is always going to be so much better. But I know you guys are like, why is this video so long if I'm basically already done talking? Well, I'm going to be talking. I'm actually going to show you guys my live reaction from my Twitch stream yesterday. So if you want to, you can go to twitch.tv/chambertech. It's right here. Here's the VOD. It was 2.5 hours. I'm only gonna show the actual event. I was playing Crunker also, but obviously you can do it. So we're going to also talk about EVGA's 3090. Now, I always recommend EVGA cards. I love EVGA cards. Like, can someone please tell me this doesn't look beautiful? And apparently, it's a 360 mil radiator. So that thing will be cool. Then you got your custom cooling. But obviously, I feel like most people are going to go with this card. So this is probably the cards I'm going to be recommending for my friends. But like, this is kind of an ugly cooler. Like, I really hope the red you can change. But that's it. If you guys want to, check out my Twitch in the link down below in the description. And now let's go right to the Twitch stream/reaction. It's kind of dumb, but
improve your background and keep yourself in the center of the frame are all awesome features in one app, and I just can't wait for you guys to try it.
A new form of art has emerged from gaming called machinima. Artists are using game assets to create cinematics. There's been tens of billions of views on YouTube. Most are shorts. Some are even recreating entire classic movies. It's becoming a whole new art genre.
I like how he's literally copying Linus. Lel.
Cinematics amazing. It's called NVIDIA Omniverse Machinima. It's an app built on our Omniverse 3D workflow collaboration platform. Omniverse is a universal design tool asset exchange with a viewer based on photorealistic path tracing. The engine is designed to be physically accurate, simulating light, physics, material, and artificial intelligence.
Alright, so we missed a couple of things. We missed reflex, which if it actually does lower latency will be a big deal. But right now it's like, who knows? So is this basically literally just like, let me think. It's basically editing put together with RTX.
Beta in October. Sign up at nvidia.com/machinima. Let me show you a demo we created in a few days.
Yes.
Started with assets from Mountain Blade 2, Banner Lord.
What? Who plays that game? I've never heard of that game. Okay, that looks good though, but like, yo, why is your name blocked in chat? I actually don't know, Cole. Should probably check that out. Oh, I think it was like from a while ago, but channel settings. I just realized that though. Bro, I want it, bro, same honestly.
For 40 years, since NVIDIA researcher Turner Whitted first published his paper on ray tracing, computer science researchers have chased the dream to create.
We're gonna get so bad facts. Aren't we starting Monday?
Ultimate limits of rasterization approaching. Focused intense efforts over the past 10 years to realize real-time ray tracing on a large scale.
Right.
At SIGGRAPH 2 years ago, we announced the NVIDIA RTX. Now 2 years later, it is clear we have reinvented computer graphics. NVIDIA RTX is a full-stack invention. RTX starts with a brand new GPU architecture, but it is so much more. It includes new engine tech and a bunch of new rendering algorithms.
Yeah, that's Monday.
RTX is a home run. All major 3D APIs have been extended.
Yeah, there's supposed to apparently 4 GPUs coming out. So, and Fortnite's getting RTX, which isn't really a big deal, saying you're playing competitive Fortnite, but
Hundreds of games in development and thousands of research papers of new rendering and AI algorithms enabled by
Jensen literally copying Linus real quick.
has 3 fundamental processors. The programmable shader that we first introduced over 15 years ago.
Honestly, I might cop a 3090, my new PC this
and ray-bounding
end of the year.
intersections, an AI processing pipeline called TensorCore.
Yeah,
TensorCore accelerates
I really don't think if you have an RTX card, it's not gonna be a big upgrade, unless you just want more FPS.
AI is
Unless there's like one feature
computers that learn from data and write software that no humans can. The advances are
I mean, just overclock your card.
NVIDIA is doing groundbreaking work in this area. You might have seen our work in self-driving cars and robotics. Computer graphics and gaming.
FPS is exactly.
Let me show you some recent works and the art of
I get like 60 end game when I played one time.
That has learned to synthesize virtual characters of any artistic genre, including photorealistic. Second is a neural network that animates a 3D face.
This is like deep faking. Do you watch the No. Did you hear about Mayhem though? It's literally a Bitcoin miner. That might be why you get bad.
Be any gender and even rap and sing. Third is a
For real?
of infinite number of positions. Imagine negotiating arbitrary paths and obstacles. The fourth is reconstructing 3D from video. Imagine the possibilities.
Honestly, you might just want to reinstall your game, like just delete all the files.
This one is a deep learning model that learned the physics behavior of cloud
I played
animation.
Fortnite the day Season 4 came out. It was terrible. I like they brought back the TAC SMG, but they like nerfed it hard.
Fewer rays need to be cast, and fewer pixels need to be fully rendered. We can achieve orders of magnitude speedups. AI is certain to play a giant role in the future of computer graphics and gaming. The powerful tensor cores and RTX
Oh, for real?
let us do AI.
I was playing pubs.
One of the first major AI computer graphics breakthroughs is DLSS. Here's the challenge. Real-time ray tracing is far more beautiful but requires a lot more computation per pixel than
That's
rasterizations.
true.
So the solution is to ray trace fewer pixels.
Is it loud enough?
AI on tensor cores to up-res to super-res to a higher resolution and boost frame rate. DLSS took nearly 2 years of intensive research. We built a supercomputer to train the network. The DLSS model is trained on extremely high quality 16K offline.
Yeah, it does look good though.
Many kinds of content. Once trained, the model is downloaded into your driver. At runtime, DLSS 2.0 takes in low resolution, aliased image and motion vector of the current frame.
The reflex driver, it's like something. It's like ultra. It's like actually lowering your latency, and it looks like it's made for competitive gamers. So that might actually be good. Yeah, that's cool and all, but like 0.1%. You're gonna watch this whole thing? Yeah, I have like no class after this. Yeah. I run at 3 and then that's it. I have nothing to do today. I'll probably play Crunker if it gets boring. And then I got a video going out at 2:15, so because I'm on that daily upload grind. 51 milliseconds. That is really high.
We added the RT core, which reduces shader workload by 60%.
Yeah, that's about right.
Offloads the shaders by doing the ray triangle and ray bounding box intersection calculations. Using the same methodology as Microsoft Xbox, the RT core is effectively
Xbox. I figured out my bitrate issue for YouTube. What was it?
has an equivalent of 45
You need to upload in 1440p.
Even with RT core, the amount of time consumed is significant. So RT
I mean,
have to run
that doesn't make the most sense, but
seconds is only 50 frames per second.
it's on the wrong encoder. Ah.
Back in performance relative to previous generations. This is where the tensor core and DLSS come in. Rendering to a lower resolution.
You add a tensor core.
Super fast tensor core to effectively double frame rate. Now you can get
What encoder are you using?
high resolution and high frame rate at the same time. That's the magic of the 3 processors of RTX. Turing was our first generation RTX GPU, combining ray tracing, programmable shading, and AI. The flagship Turing had a ton of processing power. 11 shader teraflops. 34
Teraflops is such a dumb measure of unit. It's like measuring in hairs for how tall you are.
Ampere is a giant leap in performance. Ampere does 2 shader calculations per clock versus 1 on Turing.
Wow.
30 shader teraflops compared to 11.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. My 4th period's weight training, so I literally don't do anything. Literally, they're like, yeah, if you're running or swimming, you're exempt from it, so it's awesome.
And Ampere's new tensor core automatically identifies and removes less important DNA weights. And the new tensor core hardware processes the sparse network at twice the
Alright, that's actually a big deal. This will probably make rendering
compared to 89.
really good.
Gentlemen,
Yeah, but I have civics, chem, and math really.
our second generation RTX, 28 billion transistors built on Samsung 8N NVIDIA custom process.
I thought it was made on 7. Alright.
Double rates over Turing, a triple double. It connects to Micron's new G6X.
Alright, that's actually really good.
Ever made.
But I wish it was Samsung memory.
Days of just
Overclocks better.
transistor performance scaling is over. Yet Ampere is an incredible 2 times the performance and energy efficiency of Turing. At NVIDIA, we use every engineering lever to squeeze every drop of performance out of the
What
system.
is that?
From architecture, custom
Paper.
process design, circuit design, logic design, packaging, custom SerDes I/O, memory, power, and thermal
Alright,
design.
yeah, this is cool and all, but I'm waiting for Kingpin's card.
Thousands of engineers per generation, billions of dollars. Full stack
How does my camera look, by the way?
craftsmanship is the hallmark of our GPUs. Our performance, energy efficiency, and low power are all
Yeah.
world-class.
Alright.
And real application performance
And then, because I got a light for it, and then this should look better than it did because I'm using an actual capture card now and not like kind of messing around. Quake, Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft's way more important.
8 times faster than Turing.
But I mean, I guess if you do real or I should. I still know what I should make them.
A few months ago, we showed Marbles, the world's first fully path-traced, photorealistic real-time graphics.
Alright, this is actually kind of cool.
It was running on our highest-end Turing Quadro RTX 8000. Turing was doing 720p, 25 frames per second. Today, we're going to run an enhanced version of Marbles with even more special effects, and it is running at 1440p, 30 frames per second.
Whoa, actually, that's actually a big jump. That would be like 1080p 75 FPS. Well, it depends on CPU. Because at 1080p, you're mostly on your CPU. It looks good. They quadrupled the resolution and added 5 FPS. Okay, that looks like it's basically... That looks like it's straight from like a movie or something. This looks real. Okay, what? It doesn't. It doesn't look like a simulation of a game. This looks like... Maybe RTX will actually be useful. Instead of a joke. Like, how many rays can you trace? Well, yeah, it's facts. Have you ever used it on your card? If so, like, just try it on, like, Battlefield. I think it's... No, COD has it. I know COD has it.
Marbles is entirely path traced. No rasterization, all real time. There are hundreds of area lights, including spherical area lights. There's no pre-baking, everything is dynamic.
Yeah, I think COD has it.
The depth of field
You can try it there.
and beautiful.
Try it on Warzone, get 10 FPS.
Everything is dynamic. Diffuse GI.
Oh, okay, that looks cool.
There are hundreds of rigid bodies, 80 million triangles. Materials are physically accurate. Physics simulation and volumetric rendering in real time. DLSS 2.0 is doing the
Thanks, man.
and AI denoising.
It's all good. Bro, I low-key dodged a bullet not having to sing to myself. Bro, that's what Raphael texted me. He called me a boomer too.
You can see dramatic visual quality jump of Ampere. Marbles on Turing runs at 720p, 25 frames per second. Marbles on Ampere,
130 lights.
30 frames
Yeah, that looks way more.
more than 4 times the
Lol.
performance. And Ampere even did area lights
Funny
in
story.
the field.
Nope.
Giant performance leap. Today's games are giant worlds, indoor and out, with photogrammetry, dense geometry, geometry and lots of characters. Games are over 200 gigabytes and getting bigger. This is like 50,000 songs or 400 hours of streaming video. Games have
Yep.
pushed PC
Yikes.
and file systems to the breaking point. CPUs copy files from disk and decompress the game image. This is fine when the storage system was slow. 50
Yeah, that really doesn't make a difference.
Now with Gen 4 PCI Express and solid-state drives, PCs can transfer data at 7 gigabytes per second, 100 times faster.
A Gen 4 SSD doesn't make a big deal in real life, unless you're like really doing a lot of work.
Decompressing data from 100 megabytes per second hard drives takes only a few CPU cores. However, decompressing from 7 gigabytes per second SSDs on PCIe Gen 4 takes over 20 CPU cores. Today, we're announcing NVIDIA RTX.
You have to record in 1440p.
New I/O APIs for fast loading and
You gotta render it in 1440p.
GPU lossless decompression and
RTX IO. That'd be cool. I rendered then it should just upload in 1440p.
Vast worlds will load instantly.
Just make sure it's finished processing on YouTube.
This is a very big deal for next generation gaming. Let me show you Ampere in action in one of the most anticipated games of 2020.
Did it render? Did it say like finished rendering?
This trailer is called Scenes of Cyberpunk RTX. It shows ray trace reflections, diffuse illumination, shadows, ambient occlusion, and DLSS 2.0. Enjoy.
Cyberpunk. Yeah, that's why. It takes a lot longer for 1440p and up than 1080p. Declan, what's good? Declan, you missed it. They were showing RTX. It actually looked like real, like super real.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And it was in 1440p instead of 720p.
NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080, powered by Ampere.
3080.
Second generation RTX architecture.
I have a 3090. What did you get first for? What is that for? Oh, you subscribed for 2 months. Lol. Oh. Alright, 256. That's actually pretty good. That was like a big card back then. Shout out my sub, bro. What do you mean? Thank you, Deskin, for the 2 months. I don't know why why Ninja Screaming isn't on there, but I'll deal with it later, okay? Yeah. If I stream later tonight, we'll do alerts. And we'll do funny alerts. We'll do funny alerts. Like XQC. But we're keeping Ninja. I'm founder now. So cool. Oh, by the way. Uploading video at 2:15, so don't let me forget. Second gen. Alright, that's actually a lot better. Might have a class. I'm just gonna check at like 1. I'll like join, mute it. Oh my gosh, that's such an ugly cooler. Oh my gosh. What? Wait. So it takes it in and then comes out. And then it like... Why? That's literally gonna throw right into your cooler. Into your CPU. So you're just not gonna have a CPU. Ultra compact PCB. Wait, look at that. Look, that's how the 12 pins. How far are you gonna have to push it? Oh, it looks fire.
I have one right here. Let me show it to you.
Please tell me he takes it out of the oven. What is that?
It is beautiful. Look at this. The RTX 3080. It is wonderfully crafted. It's going to look beautiful in your PC.
Can't hear it at all.
Now let me tell you about some of the other exciting technologies inside. Turing used G6, the fastest memories at that time. The industry thought that was the limit. For Ampere, we had to push through that limit. Working with Micron, we designed the world's first memories with PAM4 signaling, pulse amplitude modulation.
Bro, I don't know why it's quiet.
4 voltage levels that encode 2 bits of data each. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1.
Actually, I got an idea.
Each voltage step is only 250 millivolts. So in the same period of
I think I'm
time,
just going to turn down my
G6X
headphones.
can transmit twice as much data as G6. PAM4 is extreme signaling technology, and it's just becoming used in high-speed networking. The Ampere thermal architecture is the first ever flow-through design, working harmoniously with PC chassis cooling system, pulling in cool air from the outside, flowing through the GPU, and pushing hot air straight out the chassis. To allow room for a fan to flow air directly through the module, our engineers architect a super dense PCB design that is 50% smaller than previous, while adding the bigger Ampere GPUs, HDMI 2.1, PCI Express 4.0, and G6X. There are 2 independently controlled fans. The bracket front fan pulls cool air from the bottom and pushes the heated air out through the graphics card brackets. A backside pull of the heat pipe and directs the hot air to the top and back of the chassis.
Alright, so I just like lowered my headset.
The 3080 flow-through system is 3 times quieter and keeps the GPU 20 degrees cooler than the Turing design. It can cool 90 watts more than Turing.
90 watts, that's
The
a big deal.
generational
Maybe
leap
now they
is
won't
ultimately
power
the most
throttle the
important
whole
factor
thing by
of new
putting like
GPUs.
one 8-pin, but
A
like, yeah.
significant technology
BIOS.
advance is needed to inspire content developers to create the next level of content and for the install base to upgrade. Let's see how the 3080 stacks up to previous generation architectures on the latest graphics intensive games. 3080 is faster than 2080 Ti. 3080 is twice the performance of 2080 at the same
Yeah, I literally
price.
spent like an hour working
Ampere
with
is the
someone
biggest
on
generational
like
leap we've
talking
ever had.
about how to get your
Ladies
audio
and
right, so it's nice.
NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080, our new flagship GPU. Powered by Ampere, our second generation RTX GPU architecture.
Twice the performance of the 2080.
Incredible amounts of processing in the shader,
Good.
RT ray tracing core, and tensor core for processing AI. 10 gigabytes of G6X, twice the processing power of 2080, and at the same price, starting at $699. Available September 17th. One of our most popular GPUs is the
$799 for the
970,
80. That's pretty
1070,
good.
2070 were all hugely popular. You're going to love the new RTX 3070. Faster than the 2080 Ti, the Turing enthusiast GPU priced at $1,200. Ladies and gentlemen, the new
Put it at like
GeForce RTX 3070.
$500, and that's a perfect card. That's the card everyone will buy.
It's a work of art. 20 shader
Actually, it's pretty
teraflops,
ugly.
40 RT teraflops, and 163 teraflops tensor core for AI processing. With 8
I saved the
gigabytes of
last minute.
G6,
I'll probably post that clip on
RTX
Instagram.
3070 is faster than the $1,200 RTX 2080 Ti, starting at $499. Available
Alright,
in
you're good.
October.
Available
Every
October,
generation,
that's
we
a
pack
big
in our
deal.
Best ideas to increase performance while introducing new features that enhance image quality. Every couple of generations, the stars align, as it did with Pascal, and we get a giant generational leap. Pascal was known as the perfect 10.
Pascal
Pascal was a
was.
huge success and set a very high bar. It took the super family of Turing to meaningfully exceed Pascal on game performances without ray tracing. With ray tracing turned on, Pascal, using programmable shaders to compute ray triangle intersections, fell far behind Turing's RT core. And Turing with ray tracing on reached the same performance as Pascal with ray tracing off.
Honestly, I kind of
On a
like it. This is
technical
pretty fun.
basis,
I should start
this
doing
was
this
a
more
huge
often with like
achievement.
watching
The
stuff.
images are far more beautiful, and reflection and shadow artifacts are gone. But gamers want it more. They want every generation to be more realistic. And
Well,
higher
I spent
frame
like
rate
an
at the
hour
same
working
time.
on it with someone,
So we doubled
so
down on
it sounds a
everything.
lot better now.
Twice the shader, twice the ray tracing, and twice the
The
tensor core.
Campbell, do you have
Triple
something?
double.
No.
Ampere knocks the
Monka
daylights
S.
out of Pascal on ray tracing.
Monka
And
S.
even with ray tracing on, crushes Pascal on frame rate. To
Yeah.
all my Pascal gamer friends, it is safe to upgrade now.
Time to get rid of the
Amazing ray
1070.
tracing games are coming.
Later.
Activision and developer
I'm
Treyarch
looking to sell a
are launching
1070,
new
everybody,
Call
and a
of Duty on
1050
November
Ti. Would
15th.
anybody be interested?
It's a masterpiece and it looks incredible.
I'll trade a
Dynamic
10900K
ray tracing
for both.
shadows and ambient occlusion,
And a B5 and a
DLSS 2.0,
Z490 Dark
and
by
NVIDIA Reflex
EVGA.
super low latency technology. The last Call of Duty sold an amazing 30 million copies.
Yeah, that was a good COD too.
Activision
I enjoyed
put
that
together
COD.
this trailer of never before seen footage. Enjoy.
Oh no. Should I upload the VOD straight to YouTube? But yeah, I might. NVIDIA's trying hard to bury the 1080 Ti. Exactly. Forever. So here's my thought. How much of this is just them being able to put more power right into the card? And cooling better not be a nightmare.
Let me talk to you about one more thing. Several years ago, we started building the Titan, pushing the GPU.
They're getting rid of the Titan. They're about to do the 3090. About to do the 3090.
Card of that generation. It was built in limited quantities only through NVIDIA. The distribution was limited. The demand surprised us.
They had an
Creators
EVGA
were
card
making
on.
4K movies, rendering cinematics. Researchers built workstations for data science and AI. Bloggers built broadcast workstations. Flight and racing simulation fans built sim rigs.
Who really used
There
Titans when
is
you can just
clearly a need
overclock a
for a
2080
giant
Ti?
GPU that is available all over the world. So we made a giant Ampere. Ladies and gentlemen, the RTX 3090.
They haven't done a 90 in like 10 years. It's been crazy. Of course, you grabbed it out of the oven.
Alrighty. 3090 is a beast. A ferocious GPU. A BF GPU. 36 shader
BF GPU.
teraflops, 69 RT teraflops, 280
They did that one on purpose.
teraflops, and it comes with a massive 24 gigabytes of G6X. It
$1,500.
comes with a silencer, a 3-slot dual axle flow-through design, 10 times quieter, and keeps the GPU 30 degrees cooler than the Titan RTX design. But there's more. The 3090 is so big that for the very first time, we can play games at 60 frames per second in 8K. This is insane.
If
Because it's
so,
impossible
the
for us
other
to
ones
show you what
don't
it
have
looks like on the
HDMI
stream.
2.1.
We invited some friends to check it out. Roll the clip.
Who are your friends?
Hi. This is Andy and this is Tim. Woo!
I've never been more excited to do anything.
Just saying, who are these streamers?
Oh!
Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
No way.
This is f***ing incredible, dude.
This is amazing.
Oh.
The resolution on this is silly.
My God. You can see wear and tear on the treads.
Look at this.
Why is it so detailed?
Well, that's just
All
good.
right, all right. Move fast and shoot things.
This is 8K, sir. I can see everything. Oh, I need to shoot you though.
Not a whole lot of people have seen something like this.
This is
I'm gonna look
so
something up.
realistic. I feel like I'm really in battle.
This is insane.
Di, I want to look at the pretty things. There we go.
Dude, the ray tracing is insane on this.
These are the sizzle reels that you see.
This is basically hacks.
And then it's like, it'll never look like that. But it does.
I'm like looking across the vistas, the grand vistas that are happening right now.
Holy sh! Look at this.
This feels like a Disneyland experience. Oh, it is so smooth. It's butter.
Oh, it's smooth as dude.
I think
Like
HDMI
that
2.1 could run
I mean, this is
480
game-changing.
hertz. So
There's no other way to put it.
basically, you can run 360 hertz on it if they enabled it for certain ones.
My mind
Cool.
is blown, dude.
Wow.
It's been 20 years since the NVIDIA GPU introduced programmable shading. The GPU revolutionized modern computer graphics. Developers jumped on and invented clever algorithms, like shaders that simulate realistic materials, or post-processing effects.
3070 looks so weak, but
and
it's so
reflections.
powerful.
Developers pushed the limits of rasterization beyond anyone's expectations.
2080 Ti is gonna go for like 400
NVIDIA
bucks
GPU
now.
processing increased a stunning 100,000-fold. Gaming became a powerful technology driver. Gamers grew to billions, and gaming pushed into all aspects of entertainment and culture. If the last 20 years was amazing, the next 20 will seem nothing short of science fiction. Today's
The
Ampere
graphics
launch
cards
is
just
a
install
giant
and
step
overclock
into the
themselves.
future. This is our greatest generational leap ever. The second generation NVIDIA RTX, fusing programmable shading, ray tracing, and artificial intelligence, gives us photorealistic graphics and the highest frame rates at the same time. Once the holy grail of computer graphics, ray tracing is now the standard. And Ampere is going to bring you joy beyond gaming. NVIDIA Reflex to improve your response time. NVIDIA Broadcast turns any room into a studio. And
I don't think
Omniverse
it's
Machinima
used.
turns you into an animated filmmaker. We are super pleased with 3070, 3080, and 3090, the first three members of the Ampere generation. You're going to feel a boost like never before. I can't wait to go forward 20 years to see what RTX started. Homes will have holodecks. We will beam ourselves through time and space.
No, we won't.
traveling
In
at the
20
speed of
years,
light,
we're gonna
sending
beam each other.
photons, not atoms.
After a
In this
semi-disappointing
future,
2000 series, the 30 series
GeForce
looks
is
awesome.
Your holodeck, your lightspeed starship, your time machine. In this future, we will look back and realize that it started here. Thank you for joining us today, and to all of our fans for celebrating the arrival of Ampere.
Lol, stream over.